Hi everyone, welcome to the May 2020 episode of SheetLoad of Cards. This is a collaboration. And our host is Call Me Crafty Owl. She designs a sketch and supply list every month. I printed it in black and white this month because my printer's been acting up. And it's a little different this time. It's 12 cards. They're A2 and they're vertical cards. But what's different is this pattern here. And so we have a background piece of paper, designer paper, and a sentiment here. And she tells you ways you can alter it, which I do anyway most of the time. So I did make 12 cards, and I went tropical. So as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I used the Tropical Oasis Designer Series paper was my starting point. And some of the colors in it are Pear Pizzazz, and the background is Pretty Peacock. So I did 6 in Pear Pizzazz and 6 in Pretty Peacock. But whatever the base was, I used the opposite for the matte. The matte being, I should have left the other side of this dark color here is the matte. So here's your card base and the matte, and then the pieces, which are different sizes. So, and the matte fits them all on. And then, you know, you could change this up, bump it up, do whatever. So anyway, here's the beautiful Tropical Oasis paper. Now I had 2 sheets of this same paper, and what I did is I used the front and the back. And that's how I did my cards. So let me show you. I did some thank you cards. I think I did 6 thank you cards, 3 in each color, and yeah, and 6 birthday cards in each color. So here, for example, it's Pretty Peacock in the background, and then Pear Pizzazz, and then I just alternated, like this has, you know, the opposite in the upper corner or lower corner kind of thing. And I did put, well, first of all, I used the, if I can find it, for all the mats, I ran them through the Coastal Weave 3D embossing folder, which is retiring. Sad, I like this a lot. And now there is no basket weave. So because the original basket weave is already gone and not orderable. And this is the pattern it makes, just so you can see it a little better. But I did it in either Pear Pizzazz or Pretty Peacock. And I am just about out of Pretty Peacock cardstock, so I need to get more of that. I also put, after I matted everything, I put this was all from the Tropical Oasis Suite braided burlap trim, 5/16 inch. I just felt like I needed to break up the green colors a little bit, and it goes good with the tropical. It came in that sweet, right? And on a few of the cards, I think 4, I had this leftover Pear Pizzazz in white. Baker's twine, that was left from the, I think it's called Timeless Tags kit, something like that, in the current annual catalog, which is retiring. But I had used the kit to make tags on the 10th, but I still have some twine left, so I used some of this one on, I think 4 of the thank yous, because they look like they didn't have enough, like I didn't have enough of these or something, and I just felt like it needed something else. So I'll just show you each card real quick. Oh, and I used the Timeless Tropical stamp set, mostly only for the thank you and the May Your Birthday Be Memorable. I did use a 2-inch circle, which is what it was called for. I have a 2-inch circle punch by Stampin' Up. However, I backed it with either Pretty Peacock or Pear Pizzazz with the of course, my favorite Starburst punch, which is just slightly bigger than 2 inches. It's about 2 1/8, roughly speaking. So it just peeks out from behind each. And again, whatever the matte was is what I used as the color of that. So opposite of the card base. Like here, the matte is Pear Pizzazz, and that's the color of this. Here, the matte is Pretty Peacock, and that is the matte of this. And then these actually are the top of a pineapple die, because you don't see any stamp there for it, right? But this is what they look like. And some of them, I didn't have much Pretty Peacock cardstock. I have 2 left in that, but for some reason I forgot to use it on some. But these were Pear Pizzazz, but they just seemed blah. So I've done this trick before. You just die cut them. Well, before you die cut them, you push the die into your ink pad and then run it through your machine, and it embosses it with different color to accent, and I love that. So I did that on all but I think 2. Like this one doesn't have it, and if I'd have known I had extra, I would have used those instead. But yeah, see the difference? Doesn't that look so much better than just plain? Anyway, that's what I did, and tucked them behind. And some only have 1, and some twine. Some just have 1 period, and then some have 2. So they're all a little bit different. Oh, and then on the insides are a little different too. They all have paper, but sometimes it's a strip over here, sometimes a piece at the bottom, and sometimes it's this, and sometimes, well, you'll see in a second, sometimes it is, that one has the same. Sometimes it has this. Okay, and I did the same thing, opposite matte, right? And then, let's see, all the birthday ones. The birthday ones don't have twine on. There's that. And the rhinestones are Old Olive, actually, or Pretty Peacock, and they are from the retiring Noble Peacock rhinestones. I finished up some of the Peacock and actually ended up having to use 2 here. I have 1 more Old Olive there. Noble Peacock rhinestones, number 149494. I will try to link all the product codes directly below the names of the participants in the video. If you're interested in anything, I'd love to be your demonstrator if you don't already have one in the USA. All right, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. These are all Stampin' Up! Products, and I am a USA demonstrator. So they're all, you know, similar but slightly different. That's me. I like to do stuff a little bit different. And I'm going to have an avalanche here in a moment. So I always use thank you cards, and I'm going to be needing birthday cards too. Sorry about that. So I will be needing birthday cards as well. So thank yous and birthdays, always needed. So those are my cards for the sheet load of cards for May. Thank you to Alicia, who is Call Me Crafty Al, for your wonderful sketches and instructions and so forth. And yeah, go check out all the other participants, and we hope to see you back here on June 2nd as well to see what we've made. Bye for now. Hugs, love, and peace.